I drew the truth or dare and sent a photo of a positive pregnancy test to my boyfriend. He replied instantly. Before I could explain, I saw the bullet comments. The male lead feels sorry for the female lead and has already had a vasectomy for her. The supporting female character is so stupid, trying to use a fake pregnancy photo to move up the social ladder. Ha ha ha. How could the male lead allow someone other than the female lead to bear his child? That's right. The night before the female lead went abroad, the male lead was really intense in bed. TSK, with the supporting female character. It's just to satisfy physical needs. Looking at the typing that lasted for 3 minutes on the other side, I silently clicked recall. I sent it by mistake. It wasn't meant for you. At that moment, the world seemed to press the pause button, and only my friends looked at each other in surprise. Angela, are you going this far? We were looking forward to seeing brother you burst into tears of joy and propose on the spot. You're great. With just one sentence, you put a green hat on his head. It was my best friend who first suggested sending the online picture of the positive pregnancy test. She knew that I was eager to marry Liam, so she used the truth or dare game to help me test him. Unexpectedly, I would do such a thing. Angela, no matter how much Senior Shin dotes on you, you can't play like this, right? Do you forget how hard it was to chase him? Now that you've got him, you've forgotten all about it. How could I forget? He was not only the campus heartthrob of University A and a genius in the physics department but also the young master of the famous Armstrong family in Beijing, Liam Armstrong. He had a face that could make people fall for him at the first sight. Yet he was indifferent to women, even in matters of love. He was as innocent as a blank sheet of paper. He would tremble when they hugged, shed tears when they kissed, and even when he was aroused, the corners of his eyes would turn a sickly red. I often couldn't help but stop, look at him, and praise him. He would always awkwardly look away. He would raise his hand to cover his wet eyes. Even his voice was filled with a hint of moisture. Angela, don't look at me, and don't praise me either. It feels so strange. My friends said that I had found a treasure. I also secretly rejoiced. But now I know. Such a cold and reserved person could have an extremely crazy side in someone else's bed. The supporting female character is so ridiculous. She always has to seduce the male lead for a long time before he gives her some attention. Unlike before, when the female lead secretly went abroad, the male lead chased after her like crazy. He imprisoned her in a dark room and played that game, torturing the female lead for 3 days and 3 nights until she couldn't even stand steadily. Fortunately, the female lead is coming back tonight. The most anticipated reunion time is here. The clown supporting female character. Get off the stage quickly. I turned my eyes away with a cold heart. I quickly recalled everything in my mind. Only then did I realize that Liam had never taken the initiative. Even several times, when I pestered him and didn't let him go take a shower, he would blush and pinch my face. Angela, no matter how much you like it, you should be moderate. I mistook this for innocence and shyness, and I never thought that maybe it was dislike. At least, it wasn't physical liking. In the car, my best friend noticed that something was wrong with me. Angela, did you block Liam? He even called me. She waved her phone screen and was about to answer the call. I hung up the call immediately. It's not a quarrel. I dumped him unilaterally. Why did you dump him? My best friend was so shocked that her CPU seemed to be overheating. Did Liam cheat? Or did he become ugly, less innocent? Or are you getting tired of him and liking someone new? I didn't know how to explain it. I couldn't possibly say. I just found out that this world is actually a reunion after separation novel. Right. The male lead is Liam, and his official partner is not me but the daughter of the Addams family who has returned from studying abroad. His childhood sweetheart, Mary. According to the setting, after tonight, I will completely become a vicious woman. Not only will I cling to the male lead shamelessly, but I will also secretly send the bed photos of me and the male lead to the female lead, making the female lead sad again and again and refusing to reconcile. Finally, I will exhaust the male lead's meager guilt towards me. He will regard me as dirt and use the Shin family to suppress my father's company. The company will go bankrupt and owe huge debts. My father will go to prison, and my mother will jump off a building. I will be forced to accompany guests at banquets and sell my body to pay off the debts. I smiled. Why bother? Liam is just a man. He isn't worth sacrificing my family and future for. So I explained to my best friend, it's nothing. I'm just bored with him. No matter how good-looking he is. What's the use? He doesn't know anything in bed. He only has one position. It's so boring. He's not even as good as a male model. As soon as I finished speaking, the car became eerily quiet. Normally, my best friend should echo me in a timely manner. But now, she kept shaking her head, signaling me to stop talking. I looked down. The phone screen showed, in a call, remarks, Liam. Oh no. Liam heard everything I said. I was so scared that I immediately fell silent. Soon, the other side broke the silence. Angela, is this the reason why you dumped me and found someone else? There was a biting coldness in his words, and a laugh that seemed out of control. Liam said, how do you know that I only know this one position? No matter how cold and reserved a man is, he still has his pride. Moreover, the bullet comments said that he was extremely crazy with the female lead for 3 days and 3 nights. So I got scared and didn't go to Liam's residence. Instead, I secretly moved back to the school dormitory. It wasn't that I was afraid that he would force himself on me. After all, the female lead is back, and he should be chased for her. I was just a little scared. Just with a bed photo, the male lead could make my family fall apart. What kind of consequences would there be if I slandered his performance in bed and he heard it with his own ears? When I returned to the dormitory, my roommate was very surprised. Angela, didn't you move in with Senior Liam? I was too lazy to explain to her and casually made up an excuse. I'm about to graduate, and I need to prepare my thesis. My roommate clicked her tongue. I understand. You're grasping both your studies and your love. You really deserve to be the belle of our department. But I couldn't force a smile. According to the bullet comments, I will spread rumors on the school forum in the future, saying that Mary is the mistress. I will make Mary cry. Once the male lead feels sorry for her, he will put pressure on the school authorities on the spot. Not only will he find out that my thesis is fake, but I will also be expelled from school. Since I don't have a bachelor's degree, I won't be able to find a decent job and will have to accompany guests at banquets. During that time, I will encounter the male lead booking the whole place. He will actually look down on me and ask me to serve a bald and greasy man well. Later, I will find out that that man is Mary's father. The more I think about it, the more aggrieved I feel. Even if I'm his ex-girlfriend, we had a relationship after all. How could Liam be so cruel? There was a reminder of a new post in my WeChat moments. I clicked on it, and it was from my sworn enemy, Xin Wei. She is Liam's cousin and has always thought that I'm not good enough for her brother. She deliberately tagged me when she posted it. Mary has returned from studying abroad. The welcome banquet is also the engagement banquet. Even though I had prepared myself mentally, my eyes still stung the moment I clicked on it. In the picture, the elders of the two families were smiling happily, making the male and female leads look like a perfect match. Liam rarely wore a suit, looking like a noble young master from a wealthy family. But his slightly furrowed brows and tightly pursed lips still betrayed his current forbearance and restraint. Well, when one's long-missed first love is back, who can hold back? I scrolled down with my finger. The comment section was filled with the same kind of remarks. They're such a perfect match. I want to sit at the main table. They're such a perfect match. I'll give a large sum of money as a gift. The black words made me feel upset. It was as if the whole world was reminding me that the real partner had returned, and I, who had been occupying someone else's place, should step aside. So, I also posted a comment. They're such a perfect match. I'll give an ex-boyfriend as a gift. That's so dignified. Angela. After posting, I comforted myself. Rather than being dumped after causing trouble, it's better to tell the whole world loudly that you dumped him first. I deleted Liam's contact information and then deleted Liam's photos one by one. Liam rarely wore a suit. In all my photos of him, he was wearing a hoodie. No matter how much I called him brother and pestered him in bed, he refused to wear a suit for me to see. The tie I gave him didn't end up around his neck. Instead, it was tied around his hand. But today, Liam actually wore it, dressed himself up like a peacock, and went to have a meal with the female lead. It's really too much. Another day. I must get that tie back. When I deleted the last photo, my finger paused. It was a side profile of Liam lying beside me, fast asleep. At that time, he hadn't woken up yet, but I was excited all night and excitedly talked to my best friend on the phone. Damn, I finally slept with him. It turns out that the body of the cold and aloof male god isn't cold at all. He's like a little heater. I can hug him throughout the whole winter. Just after I took the photo, Liam woke up. That night, he was really fierce and tortured me until I was exhausted every time. And he didn't forget to breathe sexily in my ear. Is it hot? I whimpered and begged for mercy, saying, I was wrong. I don't want it anymore. Brother. But the hand around my waist tightened even more. Aren't I a little heater? The winter hasn't passed yet. And you don't like me anymore. I blushed because of him. But it seemed that only this once did I see the loss of control in Liam's eyes. I was so tired that I fell asleep. In a daze. The tip of my ear was bitten as a punishment. Don't send this to others next time. So, there is one thing I really said against my will. Liam may only know one position. But he is a genius and is born to do it to the extreme. At this time, there was a knock on the dormitory door. Angela. This is from Senior Liam for you. Liam put the things down and left. In the past, he would make sure that I received them and then say to me across the balcony, good night. A cardboard box was placed on the table. It was filled with all the things I left at his place. The commonly used mouthwash, the pillow on the bedside, and the sleep-aiding incense. The bullet comments were full of praise. The male lead is so great. He's afraid that the female lead will be sad when she sees the things of the supporting female character. So he packed them up and threw them over in advance. However, he missed one thing. The mood light for the supporting female character to seduce the male lead that she bought. I rummaged through the box and, sure enough, it wasn't there. I had a bad feeling in my heart. Finally, the famous scene of reunion after separation is coming. Tonight, the female lead will go to the male lead's house. After seeing this light, she will be filled with jealousy. The male lead won't be able to control himself and will directly press her onto the bed, bullying her while coaxing her. As expected of our girl. Even with the appetite-suppressing light of the supporting female character, she can still make the male lead have sex 7 times a night. Appetite-suppressing light. I laughed out of anger. It's okay that my lamp, which I bought with my money, was criticized. Why does it have to become a part of their game? When I realized that I was driven by impulse, I was already standing in front of Liam's door wearing my pajamas. My hands were sweating nervously. I kept brainwashing myself. I'm just here to get a lamp. I'm not deliberately here to catch them in the act. And I definitely haven't been unable to let go of Liam. I took a deep breath and entered my birthday. Unlock failed. Did Liam change the password? It's funny, now that the female lead is back. Of course, the password has to be changed. The whole screen of bullet comments was laughing at me. I refused to give up and continued to enter Liam's birthday. Unlock failed. Supporting female character. Why don't you try the female lead's birthday? 230,926. I'll try it then. 23,092. Suddenly, the door opened. Are you fucking done? Liam's angry scolding came from above my head. He had never even said a harsh word before. Instantly, a wave of grievance welled up in me. You're crazy. Why are you being so fierce? When he saw me, Liam was a little surprised, and his tightly furrowed brows suddenly relaxed. Angela. No. At this time, a woman's delicate moan came from the room. Brother. What's wrong? Isn't it ready yet? Hurry up. Come in. Even though I had rehearsed the scene described by the bullet comments 1,000 times in my mind, when it really reached my ears, I still felt so painful that I couldn't breathe. Tears fell to the ground uncontrollably. Even my voice had a sobbing tone. Liam, how could you? We just broke up. Can't you hold back? In my room, on the bed where I had slept. Isn't she disgusted by it? After saying that, I rushed into the room crying. I thought that I would take a look. Just one look. And I would definitely give up completely. But Liam's face turned pale, and he reached out to stop me. I pushed him away. Get lost. Don't touch me. Aren't you disgusting? I pushed him so hard that Liam's back hit the corner of the table, and he let out a muffled groan. All that was left in his mouth was a plea. Don't look. Please. It must have hurt a lot, but I didn't have the time to feel sorry for him. At this moment, he was still afraid that I would scare the female lead. He really knows how to do it. I pushed the door open. The familiar room was actually empty, but the moans in my ears were still clear. I turned my head and my eyes met the TV screen, and my face instantly turned red. Why is Liam watching this at night? And the pillow I used to sleep on. At this moment, it was placed upright in the position where I usually slept, covered with my lace nightgown. It was like a mannequin. The fragrance lamp that he had always refused to turn on was now emitting a purplish-red light. My eyes stung, and I felt my throat tighten. Are you out of your mind? Doing this at night? Yeah, I'm out of my mind. Since I had caught him, Liam didn't try to hide it anymore. I can't sleep at all without you. He lowered his eyes, and his words were full of self-loathing. I'm so boring, and my body is so useless. It only took a month for you to get tired of me and throw me away. But Angela, I can learn. He walked towards me with red eyes and buried his head in my neck. I learned a lot tonight. Don't sentence me to death without even giving me a try. Okay. I'm very smart and learn everything quickly. You know that. His warm breath blew against the back of my ear. My mind was in a mess. I said I was bored with him, but instead of being angry, he secretly learned new things at home by himself. He used to look down on these kinds of movies. Seeing that I didn't speak, Liam began to kiss me clumsily. A faint smell of alcohol spread in my mouth, and his kissing skills were completely unskilled. He was a bit too eager to take the initiative. Just when I was almost lost in it, I saw the bullet comments again. It's like this. The male lead is still angry with the female lead at this moment, and it's normal for him not to recognize his own feelings. Moreover, the two of them just reunited tonight, so it's normal to have desires. Guess why the male lead didn't please the supporting female character before? Why is it specifically tonight? The desire in Liam's eyes made my heart sink to the bottom. In the past, he was like a robot who only followed instructions in bed. Until the last moment, his eyes were always clear. Unlike now, he seemed to be shrouded in unfulfilled lust. So I steeled my heart and bit his misbehaving tongue. I pushed him away with all my strength. Don't you like it? Liam quickly regained his clarity and self-deprecatingly licked the blood from his lips. I knew it. You don't like it when I take the initiative. I didn't say anything. I threw the lace nightgown on the bed and turned off the mood light. Liam's gaze followed my every move. You like to be in control of everything. So, all I have to do is obediently put the chain in your hands. When you say kneel down, I kneel down. When you say look up, I look up. Now, you suddenly say I don't want you anymore. Do I not even have the right to be with you? I took the mood light, then go to the person who wants you. When I closed the door, I heard him gnashing his teeth behind me. In your eyes, am I a dog that will follow anyone? The bullet comments were all laughing at me for playing hard to get, and cursing that I would eventually play myself to death. Only I knew that I just wanted to ensure a good ending for my whole family. The Armstrong family is too powerful. I don't have the courage to bet on Liam's feelings. He can crush me as easily as crushing an ant. The only thing I can do is to let go. Unexpectedly, Mary came to find me. I was originally waiting for someone in a coffee shop, but she sat directly opposite me without saying a word. Has anyone ever told you that you really look like me? The supporting female character is always a substitute for the first love. I looked at her coldly. I know. I gave birth to you, didn't I? Mary wasn't angry. She looked me up and down. I went to Liam's house a few days ago. I have to say, that lamp. She paused. However, he was extremely excited later. He even hurt me. Mary rolled up her sleeve, revealing the red marks on her wrist. It was shocking. But she didn't know that I could see the bullet comments. Oh, isn't the female lead being a bit low-key like this? I thought that the male lead didn't do anything to you that night. Right. Can this be blamed on the female lead? It's all the fault of the supporting female character. Her brain must have been squashed by a door. Stop causing trouble. This makes the male lead unable to recognize his own feelings. And the female lead has to take matters into her own hands. I was speechless. They were blaming it all on me. I didn't want to pay attention to her and turned to leave. The next second, my wrist was grabbed. I couldn't shake it off no matter how hard I tried. The bullet comments said, Liam will arrive at the scene in 2 seconds. Anyway, I would be blamed even if I didn't do anything, so I might as well do it. The next second, I pushed Mary down with force. Ouch! She pulled the tablecloth down, and the coffee cups shattered all over the floor. She looked at me pitifully. Her lips were pursed in a wronged way, and a tear was about to fall but didn't. Sure enough, the footsteps behind me quickened. I sighed and prepared to be pushed away by Liam. I quietly moved my feet 2 steps outward, away from the pile of ceramic shards. I was afraid of getting hurt. However, Liam actually squatted down in front of me. Where does it hurt? Are you injured? Shall I take you to the hospital? His warm fingertips stroked a drop of coffee stain on my calf. Were you burned? I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I should have been following you all the time and protecting you. Liam's eyes were full of distress and self-blame. He didn't even glance at Mary. Damn it. Male lead. Are you blind? The female lead's hand is bleeding. Can't you see that? Also. The supporting female character ordered an iced Americano. How could she be burned? I'm really speechless. The female lead is bleeding. The hand that plays the piano is bleeding. Male lead. At least take a look. Forget it. He must be possessed by the supporting female character now. Just wait for the day when he has to chase his wife and suffer. Liam. I pushed her. I couldn't help but tell the truth. I saw it. Liam was still squatting and looked up at me. Did she make you unhappy? Right. I was momentarily choked up. Was Liam's love a bit too blind? Liam. Mary's voice was filled with sobs. After confirming that I was okay, Liam stood up and looked at her coldly. Mary, have I ever told you what the consequences would be if you approached Angela without permission? This line is clearly what the male lead said when threatening the vicious supporting female character. Yes. It's the famous scene where the male lead threatened the supporting female character after finding out that she sent the bed photos to the female lead. How did everything turn upside down now? Looking at Liam standing protectively in front of me in a domineering way, Mary suddenly laughed. She looked at me with a mocking expression. Not bad. Angela, you have some good tricks. Even a monster like Liam can be trained like a dog by you. You must be very proud. Right. But do you really think he's as clean and obedient as you see him? Do you want to see his other side in bed? Mary's smile was eerie. She was about to say something else. Liam's face had already turned pale, and he dragged her out of the coffee shop. I'm sorry, Angela. I'm sorry. Wait for me. I will definitely explain it to you. After saying these words, Liam disappeared for more than half a month. On the weekend, I came out of the library. I vaguely saw Liam's figure. When I took a closer look, there was only a tree in my sight. Feeling sad, I thought of Mary's words again. Do you want to see his other side in bed? I couldn't help but laugh at myself. Don't you understand what those words mean? You're still foolishly waiting for an answer. When the tears were about to fall, a pair of hands waved in front of me. Hey, our little princess actually went to the library. I looked up. Justin was wearing a black jacket. His hair was combed back, and he had sunglasses on. He was holding an iced Americano in his right hand. He looked like a playboy. I gave him an annoyed look. Is your illness cured? Justin is my cousin. He was caught dating a boy in his senior year of high school. In a fit of anger, my uncle sent him abroad and said harshly, "Don't come back until you cure your sexual orientation." Unexpectedly, he dated even more wildly abroad and made my uncle so angry that he was hospitalized. Afraid of being beaten, he deliberately asked me to visit the patient with him. I mean, if the old man dares to beat me in the hospital room, I'll... Justin smiled wickedly and raised his hand to mess up my hair. Beat his favorite niece. I kicked him. Get lost. I was wrong. I was wrong. Justin ran a few steps, bent down, and opened the car door. Your Highness, please get in the car. I took his hand and got into the passenger seat. All right. You can leave now. Yes. We've loved playing around since we were kids. After this little episode, the gloom just now instantly disappeared. Neither of us noticed Liam in the rearview mirror. Half of his face was hidden in the darkness. His gaze was like a thorn, and his face was as pale as paper. In the next few days, Justin came to the school to play with me from time to time. The places were either the basketball court or the playground, and he dressed very flamboyantly. He called it looking for college boys. People who didn't know the truth spread the rumor that I dumped Liam because I cheated on him with this 180 centimeters male model. There were even photos as evidence. It was a photo of Justin helping me tie my hair when he thought my hair was in the way while we were eating in the cafeteria. In the comments, half of them were scolding me as a heartless woman, and half of them were shipping our CP. What could I do? It's not like I could shout through a loudspeaker. Justin is a pure bottom. In the afternoon, as we were walking, Justin suddenly turned around. Angela, don't you think it's eerie behind us? This is the playground. You must have watched too many horror movies. I kicked the pebbles at my feet. No, I suspect that someone is following me, Justin said, looking around suspiciously. After confirming that there was no one there, he put his arm around my shoulder. Forget it. Accompany me to a place this afternoon. When we arrived, I found out. The place Justin mentioned turned out to be a sex shop. He casually picked up 2 bottles of men's lubricant, seeing that I had nothing in my hands. He smiled a little embarrassedly. Well, do you want to pick some? Use them by yourself slowly. I just wanted to get out of there as soon as possible. The way the clerk looked at me made me feel uncomfortable all over. After paying the bill and going out, damn it. That uneasy feeling is back again. That kind of feeling. It's like my whole body is filled. And in the fear, there's also a trace of inexplicable excitement. I thought Justin was making dirty jokes in public. I was so angry that I punched him. Shut up. As soon as I finished speaking, I heard the sound of a car braking suddenly, and the driver's curse. Damn it. Are you trying to get yourself killed? Justin and I turned our heads in the direction of the sound. Liam was actually standing still in the middle of the road. The speeding car honked its horn and passed by the corner of his clothes. Liam ignored everything and walked towards me with a pale face. He was acting like he was the wronged one. But he hadn't explained about Mary to me. Why should I explain about Justin first? I took the arm of the man beside me and turned to leave. I completely ignored the loneliness in Liam's eyes after being abandoned by me. Your ex-boyfriend. Justin looked back a few times. Hey, I've seen him. I stopped in my tracks. Right downstairs of your dormitory. And also on the playground and the basketball court. Because he's good looking. I took a few extra glances. Oh, right. Yesterday at dawn, when I came out of the hospital, he was there too. He was wearing a mask, silently following behind me, and he was holding a stick in his hand, looking like he was going to kill someone. Fortunately, I was smart enough to hide in the women's restroom. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see me now. Justin's fear didn't seem fake, but in my impression, Liam was definitely not such a person. He was sunny, kind, and full of good manners in every move. Once, I saw a dying sparrow at the school gate. Just as I was about to pick it up, Liam squatted down before me, carefully wrapped it in a handkerchief, and took it away. At that time, I thought he was as innocent and harmless as an angel. How could such a person be the perverted stalker that Justin described? I stopped and looked back. Liam was still standing there, like a wax figure of a puppy soaked in the rain. I asked Justin to leave first. His eyes lit up instantly. Angela, you were following him, I said calmly. Liam had originally wanted to hug me, but when he heard this, his hand froze in the air, and he didn't say anything. You wanted to hit him? I asked again. Do you only care about him? Liam self-deprecatingly tugged at the corner of his mouth. What if I said I wanted to kill him? It's scary, isn't it? But what can I do? When I see him by your side, I just find him so annoying. I couldn't believe what I heard. Liam, you weren't like this before. That little. The sparrow. He interrupted me, his eyes filled with a sickly smile. Because you were looking at it at that time. He reached out and pushed aside the stray hair on my forehead, gently tucking it behind my ear. Angela, I didn't do that because I'm particularly caring. I want your eyes to always only look at me. The moment his cold fingers touched my skin, my scalp tingled, and I almost fled in a panic. Liam watched as I threw his hand away like it was trash. He was completely broken, and even his voice was trembling. Tell me, did you choose him because of the child? If you say so, then yes. Liam smiled and said okay, I understand. I saw him raise his hand and wipe his eyes, and the back of his hand was wet. My chest suddenly felt very stuffy. I made him cry again. He was such a proud person. At this time, the bullet comments started to celebrate. Should the male lead give up this time? Thanks to the supporting female character's lack of discernment, pushing the male lead towards the female lead again and again. We finally have the opportunity to sit at the main table. But why do I think the supporting female character is also very sad? She looks like she's about to cry. Realizing that my expression was not right, I immediately turned around and left. A week later, Justin said that he was going back abroad and asked if I wanted to go with him. Since the vacation was approaching, I agreed. On the way to the airport, Justin asked me, do you still like your ex-boyfriend? I couldn't answer this question immediately. If there wasn't the setting of reunion after separation, would I have broken up with him? Obviously not. Liam is great. His appearance, figure, intelligence, and manners all meet my standards. Although his possessiveness is a bit excessive. But fortunately, I'm not the kind of person who gets involved with others. Forget it. It's pointless to ask. Justin suddenly looked at me seriously. There's something I need to clarify. I checked the hospital surveillance when I got back. It wasn't your ex-boyfriend who held the stick. It was another perverted man. It was too dark. And I mistook him for your ex-boyfriend. Sorry. What? This time, it was my turn to be speechless. Justin kept apologizing. I only found out after watching the video. Your ex-boyfriend not only helped me deal with that pervert but also got hit on his right hand with a stick. The other person hit him quite hard. Suddenly, the image of Liam's ferocious expression when I pushed him away flashed through my mind. And that lonely and self-deprecating sentence. Do you only care about him? I felt like punching Justin. How sad must Liam have been? I wanted to ask the driver to stop the car. But the driver suddenly turned around and sprayed something towards the back seat. Our consciousness was instantly lost. When I woke up, I was lying on an icy operating table. There was some inexplicable English in my ears, all full of professional terms that I couldn't understand. Are you awake? Is there anywhere you feel uncomfortable? Liam's warm breath came over me. I opened my eyes and looked around. There were 3 foreigners in white coats standing by the bedside. I immediately sat up in shock. The next second, Liam hugged me in his arms and asked them to leave. Angela, don't be afraid. I'm here. Liam said that this was the largest genetic laboratory in the world. They could edit the genes of embryos and even change the DNA so that he could become the biological father of my child. Soon, we will have a child. He gently pressed his face against my abdomen. His eyes filled with sickly attachment. My mind was in a whirl. The guilt towards him was instantly replaced by indescribable shock. I pushed him away with a shout. Don't touch me. I don't want to do this. Liam's body stiffened. Don't you want me but that man? What can he give you? His eyes red. He trembled as he tried to kiss me. Angela. He's so timid. When he encounters danger, he can only hide in the toilet. He's useless in bed and needs lubricant. Can such a body make you happy? Oh, right. He's also very dirty. Unlike me. Liam held my hand, pressed his face against my palm, and rubbed it. I'll always be yours. He enunciated each word, exclusive to Angela. Liam compared himself to Justin one by one, like a commodity. His eyes were filled with humble pleading. Master, choose me. My heart ached. Liam, don't you have any self-esteem? As soon as I finished speaking, my tears burst out and fell on his arm. Liam was completely flustered and eagerly tried to wipe them away. Unexpectedly, the more he wiped, the more tears there were. Okay, stop crying. We won't do it. I originally thought that if I were the father of the child, you wouldn't throw me away so easily. It's my fault. I scared you. Actually, I wasn't afraid of this. It was just that at that moment, the heart that I had endured for so long suddenly ached unbearably. Liam, who was so high and mighty, became cautious because of me, and he bowed his head and gave up his dignity again and again. But I had been trapped in the unknown plot, because I had no clue. I thought that giving him up was the simplest option. I forgot that he, who knew nothing, would also be sad. I sighed. Liam, if this world is a novel about reunion after separation, and you are destined to fall in love with Mary again, what should I do? Your feelings for me now may be due to the unwillingness you feel because I pushed you away, or maybe you haven't recognized your own feelings yet. Liam looked at me without blinking, as if trying to digest what I said. Then he took my hand and pressed it against his chest. Do you hear it? It says that it only loves you. It was like that in the past. It is like that now. And it will be even more so in the future. Moreover, baby, your assumption doesn't hold. The premise of reunion after separation is reunion. But I have never loved Mary at all. How could I fall in love with her again? I didn't react for a moment. You never loved her. Then what about you two before? My wrist suddenly tightened. Liam released it again, as if self-loathing. He knelt down on one knee, hung his head, and didn't dare to look at me. When I was 18, Mary drugged me. I was stunned. Liam's voice was a bit suppressed. The dosage was a bit heavy, and I forgot many details. I only remember feeling extremely disgusted. So disgusted that I wanted to strangle her to death right on the bed. When I woke up the next day, I was in the ICU, covered in injuries. I think I did it to myself to stay conscious. Everyone outside spread the rumor that I chased after her abroad for love. And even the reports said the Shin and Luo families are about to get married. It was all fake. It was to cover up the truth. That is, Liam sneered. I almost killed her. Liam didn't go into details about what happened next. He only remembered that the woman was like a dog, pulling at his trouser leg and begging, Liam, I was wrong. I love you too much. So much in love that she wanted to tie him down with a child. Liam's eyes were cold. Really? Angela always said that he was obedient. But once his bottom line was touched, he would be more ruthless than anyone else. If the Addams family hadn't stepped in to make peace, Mary wouldn't have survived 3 days in his hands. After returning to China, Liam had a vasectomy. Obviously, there was no actual relationship that day, but he still felt that he was so dirty. He once collapsed and cut his skin with a knife, hoping to grow new skin, but the healed wounds were as unbearable as if being gnawed at by ants. Until one summer afternoon, Angela appeared. Senior, are you not feeling well? Are you running a fever? The girl put her hand on his forehead. Strange. It's not hot. At that moment, Liam grasped the straw of hope. He liked Angela's touch. He liked her mischievous little hands caressing his whole body. He especially liked it when she hooked him and took the initiative to offer her most vulnerable parts into his hands. And he couldn't help but tremble. Angela tightened her fingertips and sneered. Don't move. Liam groaned and tilted his head back. Baby, I'll let you do whatever you want. He lowered his proud head and submitted. On his 22nd birthday, Liam put on the suit that Angela liked, tied the tie she gave him, and there was even a ring hidden in his suit pocket. He decided to propose. Unexpectedly, Mary came back. She said, Liam, actually, I recorded a video that day. Guess what Angela will think when she sees it? Seeing him naked on a strange hotel bed, tortured to the point of madness by the drugs. No, Angela couldn't know. Angela liked him to be clean. Liam regretted it so much. When he was abroad, he should have killed Mary despite the pleas of the elders of both families. Fortunately, it wasn't too late now. Liam hung his head, looking like he had been abandoned by the world. Angela, I didn't touch her. She gave me a lot of drugs, and I injured myself to barely maintain my sanity. Liam looked up at me, tears streaming down from the corners of his eyes. I'm clean. Please believe me. Don't leave me. Is the author crazy? With such an explosive plot, you used the 4 words indescribable and made us misunderstand. The female lead is so disgusting, and the male lead is so pitiful. Woohoo. The puppy isn't dirty. The puppy is just afraid of being abandoned by its master. Supporting female character. Don't push the male lead away anymore. He can't live without you. Can you hug him? He really looks like he's about to break. During our first intimate contact, I saw the tiny scratches on Liam's body. They were like willow leaves, all over his body. I stopped and stroked them over and over again, asking him what was wrong. Liam covered my eyes and said, It's a problem with my constitution. Scratching will leave scars. If you don't like it, I'll get rid of them. Before long, his body really became fair and smooth again. My heart suddenly ached. I didn't care about the so-called plot and setting anymore. I squatted down, held Liam's face in my hands, and kissed away his tears over and over again. I won't leave you. I will never leave you. His eyelashes trembled, still wet, but now he stared straight at me. Don't go back on your word, Angela. Without you, I will really die. I won't go back on my word. But you have to promise me that you won't hurt yourself in the future. My fingertips slid across his lower lip and pressed down. Not even here. I had noticed more than once that when Liam couldn't control his emotions, he would bite his lower lip until it bled. But if I don't bite myself, I can't hold back. I'll want to kiss you. And I'll also want. My fingertips felt wet, and I saw his pink tongue licking them one by one. He even bit down with his teeth. My ears instantly turned red. Who asked you to hold back? I said angrily as I hooked his collar. Are you a puppy? You even bite people. Liam suddenly pressed himself against me. I'm your puppy. His kiss traveled all the way down from the corner of my mouth. The operating table was very narrow. Just thinking about being in a foreign laboratory made my blood rush. Fortunately, without Liam's instruction, no one dared to come in. Suddenly, a soft laugh sounded in my ear. Master, the bed is too short. Can I kneel on the ground and kiss you? No. I just casually mentioned the word, puppy, and he adapted to it on his own. So annoying. You. Don't ask such questions. But at the last step, he suddenly stopped. No. It will hurt the baby. The frustration and worry in the man's eyes were not fake. He had looked so wronged since just now. It was my fault for forgetting to explain. There is no baby. There is no one else. I bit his Adam's apple. It's only you. So, from now on, if you say one more unnecessary word, get out. Liam was taken aback. It seemed that he was still savoring the words. Only you. His obsidian-like eyes lit up. If he had a tail behind him, it would definitely be wagging like a propeller now. The male model isn't as clean as me. He buried his fluffy head in my neck and laughed, pulling my hand and moving it down from his abs. And I've learned a lot. You can test me, as expected of a top student. After this tussle, I actually slept for a day and a night. When I opened my eyes, I saw the familiar bed and the familiar cabinet. I was in Liam's room. This was really something. I went abroad after one sleep, and then I came back to China after another sleep. Thinking of Justin, there was only one word in my mind. Beauty can lead people astray. I quickly called to contact him. Damn it. I'm in Africa. On the other end of the phone, Justin cursed Liam all over. The culprit came in with a glass of milk. Are you awake? Are you tired? Liam tried to kiss me, but I held his chin. Liam, what did you do with my brother? Liam touched his nose guiltily. Well, I just found out this morning that he's your cousin. Don't worry, I just sent him abroad for a vacation to relax. On the other end of the phone, Justin shouted, what vacation? As soon as I woke up, my ID card and passport were all gone. Damn it. He even arranged for 3 beauties dressed very revealingly to take care of me closely. I'm a pure bottom. Damn it. Angela, you tell him to wait. When he comes to meet the parents, I will definitely be the first to stand up and oppose it. Liam was visibly flustered. I threw the phone to him. Whoever caused the trouble should solve it. When my brother acts mean as a bottom, he's really mean. He cursed for half an hour. It was only when Liam promised to immediately send a private jet to pick him up and the captain was a peerless top that Justin finally relented and promised he would never tell my parents about this. After hanging up the phone, I was curious. Where did you meet that peerless top? Liam said that he had found out about Justin's male classmate from high school, who is now the youngest captain of China Southern Airlines. I just said, oh, do you want them to have a reunion after separation? Liam immediately frowned. He turned over and pressed on top of me, opening his mouth and biting my collarbone. Don't mention that word ever again. Oh, he had PTSD from the phrase, reunion after separation. I touched the tooth mark and the deep and shallow red marks on my body. I cursed in my heart. Liam was becoming more and more like a dog. My best friend heard that Liam and I had reconciled. She kept asking me the reason. I couldn't hide it. So I briefly told her about being able to see the bullet comments. What about me? What role am I? She asked excitedly. I shrugged. You're the best friend of the vicious supporting female character. After my family went bankrupt, you still tried to help me. And then you were implicated by Liam. Your father was afraid of the Armstrong family, so he married you off to a 50-year-old man. Damn it. That bastard. My best friend swore to the sky. On the day of the wedding procession, Liam is done for. Because I had been drinking. After getting home, that feeling of grievance welled up again. Liam poured me a glass of honey water and coaxed me to take a shower and go to bed. I suddenly pushed him away. I haven't finished my thesis yet. I can't sleep. This time, I have to come up with 10 innovative points. Don't you dare report me for plagiarism. You bastard. I don't want to accompany guests at banquets. Woohoo. Tears welled up. And Liam was stunned. He kept wiping my tears. Stop crying. Who dares to make you accompany guests at banquets? I'll help you get rid of him. Okay. I sobbed and asked. What if it's you? Liam blinked and said very seriously. Then I'll kill myself. After taking a shower, Liam said he had a gift for me. He originally wanted to give it to me when I was sober. After thinking about it, he thought it might be more appropriate now. I sat on the edge of the bed, and Liam knelt on the ground beside me, holding my hand as we opened the gift box on his knees together. Is it a necklace? I untied the bow knot. Something like that, he said. When I opened the box, it was a choker, a combination of leather and metal. I was completely confused. Liam took my hand and guided it around to the lower part of his sexy Adam's apple. Be good and put it on for me, he said. I couldn't help but swallow. What are you shy about? There was a hint of amusement in his eyes. Didn't you say before that you wanted to put a collar on me? When we first got together. On a whim. I bought a bunch of collars and chains, but Liam refused to wear them, saying it felt so strange. I thought he was conservative and never mentioned it again. Now he actually bought one secretly on his own. There was a click sound as the metal buckle fastened. Liam's Adam's apple moved, and it would occasionally touch the metal below. It was incredibly sexy. I deliberately traced circles on the choker with my finger. Wasn't this a gift for me? Why are you putting it on yourself? Wait a moment. Liam kissed my wrist. This bracelet and the choker are a matching set. I looked down as he carefully fastened the bracelet for me. There's a chip implanted in my choker, and there are several very thin needles hidden inside it. The switch is on your bracelet. If one day something really terrifying happens to you, you can take my life whenever you want. Liam's gaze was so pious that my mind went blank, as if a bomb had exploded. This was a common plot in science fiction movies. Humans put collars on bionic robots to control them and hold their lives and deaths in their hands arrogantly. I thought those robots were so pitiful. Moreover, Liam wasn't a robot. You're crazy. No. Take it off quickly. It's too dangerous. I fumbled to untie it, but he held my hand. Once it's put on, it can't be taken off. Liam said, "This is your gift." Liam said, "I'm giving myself to you, baby. Do you want me?" There was also a diamond ring in his palm, shining brightly. Even more dazzling than the ring was the light in Liam's eyes at that moment. Yes. I kissed him desperately. No one in the world could refuse an extremely loyal puppy. Liam's side story. Before I was 18, Mary was just a dispensable neighbor girl to me. After I turned 18, I wanted to kill her. I will never forget that day. When I opened my eyes, my hands were handcuffed to the headboard, and I was almost naked. The culprit, however, smiled innocently. What should I do? I'm so reluctant to leave Liam now that I'm going abroad. Liam won't fall in love with someone else, will he? I felt a chill in my heart, and I struggled desperately with my hands but couldn't break free. Fall in love with your mother. Get lost. Mary became even more excited. Aren't you in pain? Liam, I gave you 3 times the normal dosage because I was afraid your willpower was too strong. I thought she was crazy. She was trying her best to please me, but I only felt disgusted, until the metal handcuffs rubbed my wrists until they bled, and the entire headboard turned red. Stop struggling, please. Mary panicked. We're the male and female leads. We're destined to be together. What male and female leads? I looked at her coldly. If you want to die, just keep going. Unexpectedly, 4 years later, Mary was so ungrateful that she told me she had recorded a video and was going to send it to Angela. Angela was my bottom line. So, I used my overseas influence to send Mary to a psychiatric hospital in Africa. I only gave one instruction. You can injure her, but don't kill her. She had to pay back what she owed me slowly. Since then, I developed haptophobia. No matter if it was a man or a woman, if anyone touched me, I wanted to kill them, except for Angela. But she seemed to have forgotten our first meeting. We met again under the ginkgo tree at school. Wow, he looks so cute and clean, she said. I was wearing headphones, and Angela thought I couldn't hear her. She pointed at me and said to her friend, "Sure enough, hoodies and windbreakers are the best plastic surgery for college boys." She also said that there was a senior who chased her while wearing a suit, and it was so annoying. If I see him wearing this suit and sitting here again, that will be fate, and I'll chase him. When I went home that day, I threw all the formal dresses in my house away and replaced them with outfits similar to what I'm wearing today. However, Angela didn't show up again. I sat under the tree like a homeless stray dog. Did she know something? Did she also think I was dirty? That feeling of unease welled up again, and I started to feel uncomfortable all over. I almost crushed my headphones. At that moment, "Senior, you haven't thanked me yet for buying you antipyretics last time," she said. I was taken aback and looked up. Angela pouted angrily. "You had a fever that day, and I even touched your forehead." He always awkwardly looked away. Once again, my body didn't resist her touch at all. Instead, I cherished it. "Did you forget?" My voice was extremely hoarse. I didn't forget. Rather than saying that Angela took the initiative to chase me, it's more accurate to say that I took the initiative to fall into her trap. Soon, we got together. Once, she used my computer to send a message to her best friend and forgot to log out of the background. Liam is so cute and innocent. His ears turn red when I kiss them. I really want to train him. He must be a good boy in bed. The other person replied. Girl, what are you waiting for? Tie him up. She actually secretly bought a pair of handcuffs and hid them by the headboard. The bad memories resurfaced. I thought I would resist. Brother, you're shaking. Are you scared? When Angela noticed something was wrong with me, she rushed to get the key. No, I stopped her. Keep going. After that night, the bad memories were replaced. At that time, I only had one thought. I will be the kind of Liam that Angela likes, even if it means giving my life. The end.